Mate, I had an absolute nightmare filming this video, man. So a couple of weeks ago, I was in the middle of a recording session and I was just getting towards the end of my drum takes and I'd just done a take that I was pretty happy with. So I went over to press stop on the camera, and when I went over, my GoPro had gone completely like green and purple and pixelated and split into two screens, and basically it just died, man. So it's been a couple weeks without a camera, and I swear you're supposed to be able to take these things snowboarding, you can chuck them underwater, pretty sure you could chuck one off a building, it'd be all right. But in this case, it's just been on my music stand, in my drum room, and it died on me, man. So it's been a little bit longer than I was planning, but I'm stoked to be back at it, man. Like really happy to be back. And today, I've got a banger for you. This one, Ezra Collective, The Philosopher. Let's get into it. Yes, my dudes, I'm Alex, and thanks for checking out another beat breakdown. Today, we're going to focus on Ezra Collective, The Philosopher. Femi Koleoso on drums, the dude rips. I've seen him play for people such as Nabaya Garcia, he plays for Georgia Smith, and of course he heads up Ezra Collective. So this one is 127 BPM, it's in 4/4 time, and it's an absolute stomper. Let's check it out live. I love Ezra Collective, man. If you get a chance to go and see them live, I'd definitely recommend it. So as well as being amazing musicians, they also put on a proper show and everybody's dancing. It's just proper positive vibes, man. So I would definitely recommend it if they play anywhere near you. So what we'll do is, as always, we'll break this thing down one beat at a time. There's a PDF in the video description, so make sure to grab that and follow along. Get onto your kit, mate. Let's see if we can play this thing together. All right, here we go. Beat one of the bar. Nice and simple. What you're gonna play is right, left, right, left. Right hand on the hi-hat, left hand on the snare drum. All you're gonna do is play your bass drum with that first right hand. Make sure to play the first left hand as a ghost note, the second left hand as an accent. We are gonna count that 1 E and A. Let's check it out straight away on the kit. Beat 2 of the bar is a little bit trickier. So we're gonna keep our hands in that same position and we're just gonna play 4/16 notes. But the challenge here is that your right hand is gonna play 3 notes, 1 E and your left hand is only gonna play 2 notes, and A. Okay, so what you get is this almost overlapping kind of feeling between your right and left hand. So what I'd recommend is just get used to this phrase, and then once you've got it down, tag it onto what we've got so far. Let's check it out on the kit. If you can play that, then nice work, mate. It's definitely tricky. But beat 3 of the bar is a little bit more simple. So we've just got 3 notes. You're gonna keep your hands in the same position and you're just gonna play right, left, right. With both the right hands, you're gonna double it up with a bass drum. With your left hand, make sure to play a ghost note on the snare drum. Okay, so the counting for that is 3 E and. On the and of 3, we just wanna make sure that we open our hi-hat and then we're good to go. And just like that, we're on to beat 4 of the bar. Essentially, all we're going to play is 4/16 notes. Now, if you're looking at your PDF and you're thinking, mate, you've missed out the 30-second notes, just hold on a second, man. We're going to get to those. So we've got our 4/16, 4E and We're going to play right hand on the hats, left hand on the snare. The sticking is going to be together, kick, right, left. 4E and Now, that very last left hand, all we're going to do is we're going to turn a single stroke into a double stroke, giving you those 30-second notes that you are all so eager to play. Smashed it. So now we've got the main groove, let's just start to develop it a little bit. So one thing that I noticed happening quite a lot in the track is that Femi Koleoso will play fills on beat 4 of the bar, and for the most part they're based around the single stroke roll and just bringing your right hand down to the snare drum. So rather than notating it all out and us going through note for note, I thought what would be better, because all of this kind of stuff is improvised anyway, is I'm just going to play you a few bars of groove, and within that I'll just start to experiment with bringing my right hand down to the snare drum and bringing out some different 16th note rhythms. Just have a mess around with it, man. See what you can come up with. I'm sure that you'll think of some different phrases than me, and another drummer might think of something totally different again. So that's one of the sickest things about playing drums, man, is there's no set way that you have to do it. So you might think of one phrase, I might think of another, but that's how we start to develop our own voice on the kit. And one of my favorite ways to kind of do that is definitely through messing around with improvisation. Something else that I noticed happening in the intro of the track is we're going to play a pretty similar kind of groove, but the voicings are totally different. So instead of our right hand being on the hi-hat and our left hand on the snare, we're going to play our right hand on the ride cymbal, and our left hand we're going to play as a cross stick. The groove is pretty similar, maybe a little bit more linear, but again, you can just mess around with it and see if you can think of some of your own phrases in there as well. In the B section, we're just going to play an accent on the snare on beat 1 with the double stroke from the previous bar. You can almost just play that like a drag. From there, we've just got 2 beats of rest, and on beat 4 of the bar, we're going to play a double stop between the floor tom and the snare drum. As we go into the next bar, you can just stay in that double stop position. You don't need to move again until the next time you go into the B section. So the count on beat 4 of the bar is 4E. When you loop the bar around, you get this kind of idea. So you get 1, rest, rest, 4E, 1, rest, rest, 4E, 1. Let's give it a go. The second time you go into the B section, we're going to play this tasty little variation. So you're just going to keep a quarter note pulse going with your bass drum, and with your hands you're going to play this syncopated rhythm moving around the toms. It almost references the main groove. So I'm just going to play that to you and see if you can play along at home, and then it's time to piece the whole thing together. That's all I got for you today, man. Now I've got my camera back, I am gonna definitely try and do these a little bit more consistently. So I'm gonna aim to get a video out to you every single Wednesday. If that's something you'd be into, be sure to let me know in the comments, man. As always, if you go and learn what I've showed you today, definitely tag me on Instagram. It's just @DrumHubTuition. If you haven't checked out some of my other beat breakdowns, I've done some others on Nate Smith, Yusuf Days, Richard Spaven, Moses Boyd. So if you like any of those drummers, or if you've never heard of any of those drummers, definitely go and check it out, man. Let me know what you think. But for now, let's see if we can play Ezra Collective, The Philosopher.